As an entrepreneur, one of my biggest learnings has been this. There is no magical unicorn person out there who can do everything. And also, I don't want a huge team of people to manage, which puts me in a bit of a pickle because my business spans operations, strategy and analytics, marketing, and a wide variety of tech. And no one person is great at all of it, which is exactly why I've leaned into hiring freelancers. Upwork is a one-step platform to find, hire, and pay expert freelancers. So instead of trying to force one person to do everything, or worse, doing it all myself, I can bring in the exact expertise I need when I need it. Upwork helps grow your business by giving you fast access to specialized talent across 125 plus categories, so you can fill skill gaps, launch projects faster, and scale support up or down without committing to full-time headcount. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's Upwork.com to connect with top talent ready to help your business grow. That's UPWORK.com. Upwork.com. I am Nicole Kalil, and you're listening to the This Is Woman's Work podcast, the Unfiltered and Unhinged edition. Short episodes, big truths, absolutely zero perfection. Okay, friend, have you ever had one of those do you even know who I am moments with your partner? Yeah, me too. Let me tell you about the Great Sequin Debacle of 2016, because yes, like any reasonable woman, I will absolutely still bring up an argument from 10 years ago and feel totally justified in doing so. And also, what's the point of having a podcast if you can't put your husband on blast every once in a while? Anyway, here's the setup. My husband, Jay, has a work trip, and I ask for just one thing, and it's the overview of the agenda. Mostly so I don't pack 17 outfits and 18 pairs of shoes for a 3-day trip, but I think we all know I was going to pack them all anyway, right? But anyway, rather than just forwarding me said agenda, he tells me that it's all summer casual except for one dinner that's formal, to which I confirm, formal? Like gowns, not cocktail dresses? And he says, yep, formal. Great. Crystal clear, no notes, right? So obviously I go all in. We're talking renting a full gold sequin gown, multiple hours of hair and makeup, and shoes that looked fabulous, but I'm pretty sure are banned as torture devices in some other countries. I was sparkly and I was ready until we walked to the elevator. And outside of this elevator waiting are two other couples that are on the trip with us, and they're dressed, shall we say, casually. Sundresses, sandals, and that we've been drinking since lunch vibe, right? Meanwhile, I'm standing there like I've been personally invited to the Oscars by whoever won Best Actor in 2016. And that was Leonardo DiCaprio, because I just looked that up. And okay, that wouldn't have been so bad, but that's not the point of my story. Anyway, we walk up because I cannot locate the nearest exit fast enough. And one of the guys, blinded by the reflected light from my sequins, kind of grins at me and says, "Wow, Nicole, you really went all out." Yes, I did. Friend, I have never wanted the earth to open up and swallow me whole faster. Being the human disco ball that I was, I couldn't run because of the stupid fucking shoes, and I definitely couldn't hide. And my brain wasn't working fast enough to fake my death or stage a wardrobe malfunction, so I had no choice but to pray that someone else's husband also misread the dress code. And of course, I think you know the spoiler here is that no one else did. And again, I think it's important to reiterate that this is all Jay's fault. I take absolutely no responsibility here. I mean, friend, it was like stepping into an alternate universe. Everyone else, literally everyone else, was in sundresses, shorts, and sandals. I swear more than one person was still wearing their bathing suit and cover-up. Meanwhile, I look like I was booked to light the stage for the grand finale of some Vegas show. Needless to say, I didn't speak to Jay for the rest of the night. I gave him the silent treatment with a "you will regret this for eternity and I'll still tell people about this 10 years later" kind of glare. And honestly, I think we can all agree that he deserved it. But neither of us knew at that time that I would have a platform like this to tell people about it. So let's fast forward 10 years to now. And yes, I'm aware that I should have probably let this go already, but we got invited to another black tie event a few months back, and you'd better believe that I wasn't about to let history repeat itself. I double-checked the invite, I texted 2 separate people to confirm, and I had a backup dress just in case. And praise be, I mean, seriously, lives were saved here. It was actually black tie. And I'm happy to report that we are still married. Okay, so obviously funny story, but here's the thing and really the point that I'm getting at here. This whole ridiculous debacle reminds me that no matter how much we love each other, partners don't always speak the same language. And sometimes what seems blindingly obvious to one person, like formal clearly means sequins, is totally lost on another. And it's funny, okay, funny now, how miscommunications like that happen in relationships, which brings me to the reason for this episode, because I bet you were wondering. And that is when it comes to important things like planning your life and family decisions, you really don't want to rely on assumptions. And what isn't a big deal to one person could end up being the subject of a very public podcast episode to another. And one of the best things to come out of the Great Sequin Debacle of 2016 is instead of assuming that we're aligned, Jay and I started doing something we call family forecasting. A few times a year, we sit down and we actually get on the same page. We talk through priorities, schedules, goals, expectations, decisions, how to support each other, and on occasion, dress codes. And I've turned our family forecasting sessions into a simple tool and agenda that you can use too, because winging it and hoping that you're on the same page, well, that may result in sequence trauma and some silent treatment. So you can grab our agenda. It's free. It's the one we use on my website at NicoleKalil.com, or you can click the link in show notes and use it however it works for you and your partner. We also have a couple of episodes that we've done about it, episode 3 and episode 144, where Jay joined me. And to be clear, we've done episodes about the family forecasting agenda, not the sequence trauma. That's new for today. Anyway, if you want some tips from us on what's worked and what hasn't worked for us in the past, you can click on the link in show notes or go to my website, NicoleKalil.com. Because let's be real, it's way better to laugh together about life's little surprises than to sit through dinner in silence, plotting revenge and communicating murder through a side eye. So here's to better communication, deeper connection, and fewer sequin-related crises. Because figuring this stuff out together, messy, imperfect, sometimes wildly overdressed, all of that is woman's work.
Are you looking for a podcast that your whole family can enjoy that asks the deep philosophical questions like, do trees fart?
If you are, then you'll love Tumble, a science podcast for kids. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Marshall. Join us as we explore stories of science discovery, from butts to animals, dinosaurs, astronomy, and everything in between.
You'll love these stories, and you'll learn something new.
Find and follow Tumble Science Podcast for Kids wherever you get your podcasts, or at sciencepodcastforkids.com.